Let's start the show. Butt sex, fucking and licking and sticking and sucking and fucking and dicking and dicking and licking and rubbing and touching it. It's Matty. He fucks. He puts it in your butt. He touch it. He rub it. He very rarely will suck it. It's Matty. I got coffee deep inside my veins. I fucked him so hard one day that he turned into a tiny plane and flew into the towers known as the Twins, and that's how the motherfuckers started 9/11 and no one wins. And that's the show.
Figured it out.
That's the show.
There we go. That's how you do it.
Chop it.
Thank you for that verse.
Send it.
Thank you. That's nice. That's very nice of you, Two-Tone.
Send it to Spotify. Give me my check.
Let's get on the cave.
I like how I did that in a straight. I did that in a very Grandmaster Flash cadence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how I rap. I rap.
How do you rap?
I'm in the 90s somewhere, not in the 80s.
What do you mean? What's 90s to you?
When I was a rapper. What do you mean? What's 90s to me? It's a period of time to me.
What do you mean, like DOS effects?
No. I don't know. Cannibal Ox.
What was big West Coast?
Cannibal Ox Cannibal Ox wasn't West
Cannibal
Coast,
Ox.
but that was a big kind of like independent group.
Black Sheep.
Sure, that was before Cannibal Ox. Black Sheep, a lot of West Coast gangster shit from here up north, you know. MC8,
Mac Dre,
CMW, Compton's Most Wanted.
Whoa.
I still have shit stuck in my head from when I was a little kid. Do you have entire verses? Jason's looking at me like I just shit out a ceramic egg.
Why? What happened?
He's just giving me a really bizarre look. Like, who are you?
He's like, stop talking about rap.
Stop talking about rap. Yeah, he doesn't like it. He's applying his death metal makeup.
Our gothic pale vampire fucking producer.
I still have lyrics from Eric B. and Rakim paid in full. Unlike, I have a bunch of shit in my head that shouldn't be in there. This should be in there because it's brilliant shit, right? And it's probably helped me formulate how I want to move through life. This certain song, but there's also shit in there like Long Beach Freeway, Firestone Exit, Southgate, or like if you need a car or truck, go see Cal, blah, 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 go see Cal, like a bunch of...
But you always do that. You always do your jingles.
Right.
And I love jingles. You're a jingle man.
I'm a jingle man. In another life, I should have been making jingles for a living because I can make a jingle for you on the spot, anything. Give me a thing, I'll make you a fucking jingle. Feed me something. Let's go.
Bras.
You need them in your life.
You're in a good mood today.
Bras. You need them in your life. You wrapping around your baby wife. Bras. They make you feel so good. They uplift all your womanhood. Done. Give me another one. Let's go.
Styrofoam.
Styrofoam is great for the planet. Nothing to do with global warming. Styrofoam. Put it in your baby's crib when his mouth starts foaming.
Toothpaste,
you use it for your mouth. Toothpaste, sometimes it goes down south. Toothpaste, you want to check out this jingle. When you put it on your penis, it makes the tip tingle.
Diapers.
Wrap 'em around your baby. Diapers. Full of shit called gravy. Diapers. Get 'em in the Navy. Army services are made for babies. Okay, I lied. I have one
You can make a jingle.
Make
a jingle. You can make it.
I have one jingle cadence that I just swapped the words out with. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of have one cadence. You seem drunk on coffee. I love this.
This coffee hit me real hard this morning. I'm actually here today.
You keep cheersing. You keep cheersing somebody.
I know. I feel like my coffee was spiked with more coffee. It's a puff.
Are you on the puff?
I'm on that.
You got the puff?
I'm on that puff coffee. Dwayne.
Yo, Dwayne, send the check.
Cut the fucking check.
I just got the puff. I just got the puff package in the mail.
Okay.
Dude. Those Mexican beans he's got a bag of Mexican beans, and I honestly think it might be the best coffee I've ever made at my house.
Okay. I have some
Dwayne. We need Dwayne on to do a coffee. We need to do a coffee app. I feel
100%. Let's do a coffee app. He's
coffee's food.
Dwayne is even more unhinged than you are. Like I remember I met you guys at Go Get 'Em Tiger when you assaulted Michael Rappaport with your mouth, and I had lunch with you guys, and I literally was like, it's hard enough talking to you. And then talking to Dwayne, he's like you if you were at a carnival on mescaline. And it's just like the light in his eyes is so intense, and he's just like, bah, 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 bah. And I was just getting head fucked by two fucking lunatic clowns. You know what I mean? But
Because we're not talking about anything. We're just talking.
You're not talking about anything.
Anything. We're not talking about anything. And we're just like, how are you doing? I'm good. Yeah. How you doing? You bought a new car? Yeah, I bought a new truck. Yeah. What do you get? What you get? And I'm like, I got this. Okay, yeah. How's your kids? You got 5 kids? Okay, cool. I got 3. Okay, how's the kid?
He's
bye.
gone off and I lost
and then you
him.
see each other like every 5 years.
It's like
you
that,
lost me?
I'll wait till he comes. I should wait, right? Until he comes back.
Why'd you lose me? What's up with our Wi-Fi?
There, you're back. Hey, it's like...
You lost that?
Yeah. Ugh. No, we got it on tape. It was a great riff, and we're going to cut it in. It's like that meme where the two dogs are like, hey, fuck you. What's your name? My name's Tony. What's your name? My name's Luigi. Well, fuck you, Luigi. Well, fuck you, Tony. You guys are those two dogs. Yeah. I butchered that.
No, that was a good... Is that Australian or New Zealand accent?
No idea. He'll put it up. He'll put the real one in. Jason, let's get that up and swirl it around.
Put it in.
What's your name?
What?
What is your name?
Tony.
Fuck you, Tony.
What's your name?
Ezekiel.
Fuck you, Ezekiel.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Listen,
Helicopter it.
When I went to Costa Rica, I had a coffee
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. I went there back in the day, right? And
back in the day before. Is Costa Rica like the Tulum before Tulum?
Absolutely. I had this buddy of mine, my buddy Ray, one of my oldest friends, Ray, and my friend Brian Lovey. Those two are fucking thick as thieves, right? Brian Lovely was getting married in Costa Rica, so he invites all these people down to Costa Rica. This is so many years ago. It was like 20 years ago. And I had been sober for 3 years, and I said, well, I just did 3 years of sobriety. I did it by myself. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking dry out. I'm gonna get my head together because I can't control the substances. I'm gonna do this. And it was early in my 20s before I understood what sobriety was. And I said, dude, I just did 3 years of sobriety. I'm cured. I am fucking good to go. Yeah. I can now drink and use with impunity and have it not affect my life. So we go to Costa Rica, and uncut cocaine is $15 a gram, which is probably still tourist prices, right?
Yeah.
And it's like
it's free.
Yeah,
it's just free.
They just give it to you if you live there, yeah. And it's like it's so soft it just melts in the humidity. That's another story. When I went to Costa Rica,
what's the story?
Well, when I went to Costa Rica for this wedding, we went to a wedding in the middle of the jungle. He had cleared out a mountain. He built this tree house. It was this beautiful, he's marrying this woman who's like a Victoria's Secret model, and like all her friends came, and like, and we're just like, and the funniest part about that is that the day all those women arrived, we had decided to take mushrooms, and me and like 5 guys, me and my brother and a few other people took mushrooms, and we're all in the stage of like the mushroom high where you just don't even know if you're even a human anymore. You're like, am I going back? Am I reverting back to lizard? Am I protozoan? What am I? What is my skin? What is that? Is the sky a carpet? Is that tree my father? That whole thing. And in the middle of that whole weird fucking creepy thing, these girls just like show up on the mountain just skipping around, and then they just start fucking with us because they know we're on mushrooms, and they're just like talking to us and like uncrossing their legs and flirting, and we're just like, we can't handle it. We're just like, like I just couldn't even like wrap my head around it. I didn't have the balls to deal with it, because I just was not, Anyways,
you were high on mushrooms.
High on mushrooms.
Hallucinogenics.
And
so that's the story?
No, that's not the story. But there's a great story. There's a great story about we were all.
I'm sure there's a great story somewhere out here.
There's a couple in here. We really opened up a can of worms. I did. We're walking through the jungle. I'm with my little brother, a few other guys. We're just cutting away through the jungle. I mean, it's fucking jungle. There's howler monkeys and spiders. Like, it's just fucking madness, right? Walking through the jungle, and we're all like, we're starting to fucking geek out on this shit, and we're getting high, and like, I got this machete, and I turn to my brother and I go, you see that tree over there? It's like 50 yards away. And he goes, yeah. And like, we're all in this like shroom haze. And I go, watch this. And I take the machete and I go, boom, and I just chuck it, and it just goes right into the jungle. Just gone. Like I thought I was gonna stick it in the tree and it was gonna quiver, and be like bong, like I thought I was the one for like 3 seconds, I did? I realized I was telling this story. I told this story before. Can we cut
He
that?
told you. I'm watching you. I like
Why did you
this
stop me?
because
Why did you stop me?
No, because
I'm too jacked up on coffee.
I think that this is a great example of, you're always shitting on me about everything, and I just wanted to watch you just take a shit. And it's like, this podcast is 100% original material. We work really hard on producing it, making it the best that it can be, and then you come full steam, so happy to share this story, and you're like, I got a bag of stories from Costa Rica, and you tell the exact same story.
And there's like 10 others.
There's
10 other stories I could have told.
That's the only story, because that's the only one you've told. You keep telling this. You're like, there's so many stories. If there's so many stories,
some of them I can't
why
tell.
wouldn't you tell?
Some of them I can't tell because I'll air people
You're like,
out.
the girls were flirting with you, and they were showing you their
Did I tell you
bits,
about the Hare Krishnas?
And then you threw... Yeah, you told us about the Hare Krishnas.
I didn't tell you about the Hare Krishnas. Okay, the main
You
part
found
of
out-
this
you
is
found
that
out-
when I went to Costa Rica and I had my first coffee.
Stop touching the coffee mug.
When I went to
Stop touching the
when I
coffee
went to
mug.
Costa Rica and I had my Sponto's dad gave me this when we did a peyote ceremony. Have I told you about that story? Fuck it. This shit has got me
I
geeked
like
the
this.
fuck up. I feel like I just did like a little maintenance bump, jumped on the air. Listen, PP man, listen to me. When I went to Costa Rica.
I like this.
This
is good.
When I went to Costa Rica, I went to the hotel and I had a nice cup of espresso, and it was the most powerful coffee I ever had in my life. It was fucking mud, and it literally was like I did a couple fat fucking pencil thick lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the story I wanted to tell about Costa Rican coffee. Back to Puff Coffee, back to Dwayne, back to Go Get 'Em Tiger, back to Michael Rappaport, back to the movie he did where he's a white guy at a black school, or he's the white supremacist and he shoots the guy.
He was the teacher in Dangerous Minds.
He was in some movie called Zoo something. Either way.
Zoolander.
No. So I wanted to ask you something, and I want to talk to you about something. I want to challenge you. Okay. I have something that I thought was an interesting topic we could discuss, but I'm going to challenge you on two things. One is the other episode where you used your serious voice blew my mind. Do you remember when I showed that clip of you from like 2012 where you're like reading in a dark restaurant and like the guy died or some shit?
Yeah. I was doing the thing. Yeah.
And then you went into like, for some reason you decided to go, I'm going to use my professional voice. And you started speaking to me in very normal tones. Is something else going on? What are you looking at?
I'm watching you. I'm listening.
Like I hear people off camera.
This is how I look when I'm listening.
He's listening. So I'm going to challenge you to talk about a subject and try to continue the thread without deviating and try to build it and investigate it and like build a riff with me. That's what I'm challenging you to do right now. Without just taking a left turn and going, have you seen the apples that I bought from the store? Or saying, hey, Alex, our house is real? Okay, so they say in Obama.
Yeah.
Here's my stupid bit. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Can I go to bed? I don't want to do this.
No. Oh my God, you're crashing.
They said I'm crashing. They said Obama has a Finsta. What do you think about that?
Well, Alex, I think that first,
You don't have a Finsta, do you? No, seriously, you don't have one. That would be good. I wish you did have a Finsta, but I think that you spend so much.
I do have a Finsta.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
If you have a Finsta, then
Look up right now.
bullshit. How do you have a
Look
Finsta?
up-
Wait. If you're my best friend and I'm not in your Finsta, then we're not best friends.
Look up.
Are you lying? Because you're wasting air right now.
Look up.
God, you do have a Finsta.
What's the photo?
It's a picture of you with a baby's arm in your mouth. What is in your mouth? Is that your child's hand? What is in? That's a baby's hand in your mouth.
That account is fire.
You do have a Finsta. Of course you have a Finsta. How did I not know about it? Should I follow it?
Yeah.
Well, we have to bleep out. We have to bleep it out because you don't want people following your Finsta.
No, I don't want people following my
So we'll
Finsta.
bleep that out. Yeah. No, we will bleep that out. The point of having a Finsta is so you can have your actual
real trust tree.
Your real self.
Trust tree.
You can say your real words, not your fake words. You can have your real interaction.
It's all my Finsta is just packed full of all lives matter, pretty much. It's really good. It's like
it's like a blue lives.
It's like my aunt's Facebook. You know, it's
Right.
really good.
It's like the real Marty is just like it's like blue lives matter, all lives matter. What's going on? Like it's all QAnon
science
theories.
Talk about.
Well, the funny
so
thing
Barack,
too, I'm seeing
Barack has a
there's an
Finsta?
uptick in QAnon is using the New Age movement to recruit people, right? So QAnon is using the same kind of recruitment.
Isn't QAnon just saying everyone's a pedo?
Right, and this is what they're doing is that they're linking all these conspiracy theories into pedophilia, and they're using it to motivate people to vote for Trump. And people get sucked in, and the kicker is the only way out of this mess is to put Trump into office. And the crazy thing about it is that Trump is on paper. Trump has a rape case from a 13-year-old girl. Like there's an affidavit, like a court document.
Dude, there's multiple rape charges. Like, have you ever looked online, like on that NYPD thing about like he has like 15 cases of like girls under fucking 15.
Right, and a woman
And
just came out.
It's like $1 million, $3 million,
Right,
$2 million,
hush money. Right. So, and my theory is like I think that they are all scum pedophile psychos, right? Like on both sides. I think I would venture to guess that the entire structure, the entire political backstage multi-billionaire tycoon structure is just fully engaging in rampant fucking wild pedophilia, people hunting, just eating children, the whole shit, right? I think there's just an orgy.
I think so.
An orgy happening, and I think Trump
What's
wasn't
left?
invited to the top level party, and he's pissed. He had to do. They think he's not fit to be in their orgies, so he had to just do his own like rapes, right? His own assaults because he couldn't get.
They
to,
wouldn't
like,
let him in. He was like he was gonna
Eyes
fuck
Wide
up.
Shut party.
He was the biggest brat. He was gonna be a big brat. I think Donald. He was gonna be like he's like who's the kid? Donald Trump's like the bad. Who's that fat kid from Pee-wee's Playhouse, the movie?
100%.
Yeah.
When he
Like
first,
he wants Pee-wee's bike,
Francis.
but he's like
he's Francis.
yeah, he's Francis. He's Francis from Pee-wee.
He is.
And it's just like I think that like Donald, like obviously he wanted to go to the kid fucking party.
Right.
Like, you know, but he just couldn't. They were like, you can't, like, you can fuck, you know, maybe the teenagers.
He couldn't.
You can't come to the secret level of how you can't come up to the big boy level.
No.
Where like the Clintons,
Right.
like the Clintons are up there they're just like snapping baby spines and like, you
Yeah.
know, just doing whatever they want to do.
Bohemian Grove, just every person of power. You know, like here's the fucked up part about all this shit is that the conspiracy theories are probably real, but the answer is not to vote for fucking Trump. I don't know what the answer is. I actually don't know, but I just can't bring myself to vote for this person. But the conspiracy theories, like, you know, there are people that get together and like decide on the fate of the planet. Like all the rich people do get together in groups and say, okay, this year we're going to do TikTok. We're going to re-release the George Foreman grill. Pop-Tarts are coming back, and you know, we're gonna do, you know, like, and we're also gonna bring back whatever, right? They make these decisions for everybody.
Yeah, they're like, we'll do one thing. We'll give them like the Michael Jordan documentary. We're gonna give them the George Foreman grill, but we're gonna release TikTok. We're gonna make, you know, Trump's gonna be the president for 4 years. We're gonna just turn everything upside down.
Right. Well, I don't.
And,
that's the thing. I think that he didn't. Either were.
I don't think he thought he was going to be president.
I don't think that he fits into their plan. I don't think that they thought that he would get through. It's either that or they're playing the biggest.
He's ultimate chaos.
Or they're playing the biggest bait and switch ever. Right? They're just like they're pulling. They're just doing like. And if they are at this level, if they're orchestrating this level of fucking chaotic like psyops shit, then like didn't have it. Have my mind. If you can do this,
but just watch. We gotta just put on Barca. Bring on Barca. Show him. Did you watch the communist?
No.
His communist video?
No, Barca?
Dude, on his IG. He just put up this whole thing about like it's from like, I don't know, maybe the 50s. maybe the 40s or 50s, this video of this guy just literally listing out how communism destroys like what their plan is.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of those like, propaganda, but it's just like think for yourself videos kind of thing.
Right.
But it's just like a thing of just saying everything that's happening right now in the world. It's like one of those Instagram videos, but it's just like, free thinkers versus people that are being like, controlled and all that business.
Right, but there's no way to vet. This is the problem, right? Is that
there's no vetting. There's no vetting anything anymore.
You watch a video, someone makes an hour-long YouTube video, some guy, anyone can do it. Anyone can make it say anything. If you know how to fucking edit and line up facts and pull things around, you can. If your mind is open to it and you're already part of the New Age movement and you believe that you can fucking remote view and crystals make your butthole smell better and fucking, incense it transports you to another realm or whatever they believe, which is like no shade on that. But you're open to other things that follow those guidelines, right? So back to Finstas. I like that I tried to chastise you for not paying attention, and I just went completely off the rails into pedophilia.
I'm just trying to have a nice conversation with you two.
I love how subdued you are today. It's amazing. I'm going up, you're going down. Did you smoke some heroin?
Well, I just ate a shit ton of Thai food, so I'm like, I was like starving. I didn't like eat this morning. I had like 4 meetings back to back, and then I was just like, I'm starved. Just smash a handful of chips.
I'm starving.
I just ate literally like too much Thai food, and now I'm just like bubbling up a bit. And then I definitely slammed a chocolate bar. So,
do you think it's smart to gorge yourself before you have to speak for an hour and use your mind, or what do you think?
Well, I used my mind for 4 hours before this, and now I'm at a happy place where I'm just like really happy just to be here.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And the way we've come at each other today, my level of energy and your level of just complete like.
You've asked me, Alex, to talk.
I've asked you 5
questions this way, and I'm just trying to have a conversation about Finstas, and you keep talking about like celebrities sucking kids' dicks. So it's just like
I'm so
I just want to talk about.
I'm so
You're
juiced
so
up
juiced up
that I'm asking.
You keep cheersing random people your coffee cup.
I'm asking you questions and answering
Costa Rica.
them. Yeah, I'm asking you a question.
Ask me a question.
Okay, so
I do know that Barack Obama has a Finsta. I follow it.
So here's the thing with Finstas, right?
Mr. B.O. It's called Mr. B.O.
You're probably too old to have a Finsta. Barack is I can understand Barack having a Finsta, right?
You can what do you think it is? Just him like smoking cigs, like selfies?
It's just him.
Like him in bathrooms and restaurants, like taking selfies.
It's him with like a 3-foot graphics bong, like it's a CIA encoded Finsta, and he's just literally wilding the fuck out, right? He's just like, it's like him.
And Michelle are just like white faced, just like drinking White Claw.
No.
Oh.
No. Him and Michelle are just living a life we can't imagine. They're just
We'll edit that out. I hear Jason. Whenever Jason actually laughs, we need to edit that out.
Jason only laughs when you say something that's really bad for your career, right? So no,
but I mean, like, no?
I feel like he's, it's like him. It's him just doing. I guarantee you that his Finsta is him like probably showing off like something in his garden, or I mean, it would be sick if it was just him talking shit.
I just got some really good berries from the Santa Monica Farmers Market.
Yeah. He's like, I just got this new shirt. He's like, here's the thing. This is my Finsta. And the thing is, I just got a brand new shirt. It's custom made. And check out these beets that Michelle grew in the garden. How's that? Is that a good Obama?
He's like, yeah, I just got a brand new pair of shoes from Chris at Union. And thank you very much.
I would love to know, because, when we find out, you found out, 30 years after the fact that like Rock Hudson was gay, right? And so you find out, if you live long enough, you find out all these people.
Who?
He's an old Hollywood actor. He's like one of the first actors to die of AIDS, Rock Hudson, right? And you find out he was gay like way later. So like, you find, if we know all this stuff about old Hollywood, right? They're all fucking ramped up on cocaine and murdering each other. Everybody's bisexual. Like it was a full fucking bacchanal, like, is bacchanal the right way to pronounce that word? It's a full bacchanal orgy, of Caligula stature. And I cannot wait till we find out the real story on people. Like one day, you know, like these biographies, like Trump, you know everything up front. Like there's no like there is no secret history of Trump, right? But there's definitely
he just wants to have the pee party.
Yeah, he'll tell you. He's like, I don't give a shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck. And like
he's like, I want to eat
you
McDonald's
want to
every
find
day.
out who these people really are one day, because everyone thinks that they are something, and like they definitely can't be. None of these people can be that perfect, right? Like you know, like none of them can. Like,
well, why do we think that anything's perfect? Why do you think that fame is perfection? It's so that's the first step.
Jason, will you? It's Martine with the car. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on.
Oh, your car guy's here. Your car's being cleaned.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Where were we? Matty? Huh? Backing out. Yeah. So, you know, I'd love to know what people really think, what's really going on in people's heads. Much like you, right? Let's just say you, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's the forward-facing Matty Matheson who loves everybody, who is extremely sensitive and woke, who cares about every living human fiber and DNA of every person of every shape and size. Then I'm sure that's the person you present to me on the phone. And you know, but there's a secret.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Just counting money?
I'm putting money back in my wallet because I just paid the guy to wash my car. But I think that there is this is cash. Remember cash, guys?
You have like $40 and $1 bills.
No, there's some cash. I got cash. I got secret stash of cash.
You got like 40 loonies.
Loonies, yeah. So yeah, it's just loving to know, because here's the thing about the FINSTA, right? Is the idea of the FINSTA is like, here's my forward-facing profile, and here's a profile for my friends, right? Now, me personally, I can barely keep up with just doing Instagram, because it's just like I'll miss weeks.
That's why I have my Finsta. My Finsta.
No, that's not.
This is the deal. I'll tell you, because I'm a celebrity and you're nobody.
Okay.
So why do you want me to just talk to you about this, or do you want to just keep talking over me?
I would like to
Jody.
I would like to keep talking over you like you did to Jody.
I never talked over Jody.
Yes,
I
you
was
did.
all ears.
How would you know you never?
I was the one trying to get questions out of him.
You never watched it. I watched it. You ripped you. Jody's fucking pissed. He was like, I've never dealt with this level of bullshit. He's like, that dude.
He was happy. He texted me.
No, he doesn't like you. He never texted you.
He does like me.
Doesn't like you. He said that
he's like, we're gonna work on a screenplay.
He said that your outfit was Southern appropriation. He doesn't like that you dress like a farmer. He's like, you're not a fucking farmer. You're not salt of the earth. You never had mud on your boots. And
he doesn't know my buddy in North Carolina.
He said
so
your colors do run. That's what he said. That's what he told me. He said, Alex, his colors run. I could tell.
That was in the subject.
He's like,
the email.
I will tread on him. I'm Jody Hill, and I endorse myself.
So do you want to talk about the Finsta, or are you going to drink another cup of coffee?
Tell me about your Finsta. I'm going to shut up for 10 minutes.
You're the one that asked me. So thanks for asking me about myself. So I think that the biggest thing, like with Instagram and my whole life, where my life is on social media, it has been like everybody's, but I'm a public figure in some level. And you know, I wanted to start a Finsta purely on just putting up, you know, I'm caught up in a world of putting up ads, putting up, you know, influencing type bullshit, putting up fucking just selling, right? And I put up a lot of family stuff and shit, like, you know, I'll put up a fucking piece of vegetables every once in a while.
Your son and daughter.
I'll post a photo of my son and daughter, and my Trish hates social media, so
yeah.
she doesn't really care that the kids are on it or anything like that. But you know, and the Finsta is just like me putting out. It's just like literally just it's like pretty much a group of my friends that like I really love. And I just put up photos. I use it as like the original thought of Instagram, of just like putting up photos, putting up stupid things.
Are you attending? Because I follow people, and there's friends of mine I follow that have two, right? I don't have two, but some I do, and like they're posting on the Finsta nonstop. I guess the Finsta is like more of a real-time trash heap, but the reality is your Finsta is also your. It's like also on the Finsta, your Finsta can turn into a place where you're also flexing. In the Finsta, like you can flex on the internet for people, then you actually really flex on the Finsta because you're really showing your friends what's really
yeah,
good, right?
because it's like small, so it's just like maybe you put up that picture of the celebrity you were just having lunch with casually, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
mine mostly on, yeah, you know, like you can put all that stuff up, and it's just like, and there's different levels. I'm like still not at the level where you have like a Finsta for your Finsta, because I know
Right.
people that have like 3. And it's just
That's
like
so
inner
crazy.
sanctum, like the real treasure. And then you find out, you're like, what? He's got another one? And then
Right.
he's got like 3 followers. And you're like,
Yeah.
I want in on that one. It's like, you know, the boyfriend he has and then like 2 other people.
Right.
Something like that.
I don't have that same kind of. I don't have the FOMO with that stuff. Like when I don't really have. I mean, I don't know. When I first joined Instagram and you follow somebody and they don't follow you back, you want them to. You're just like. I remember being in the beginning being like, what the fuck? Like, why don't you follow me? I know you in real life. You know, like I know you. Like you're my friend. You're not following me. And like, you know, someone that has more. It's always someone that has more followers than you are, or as a check. And this is years ago. And then. You know, then you get over yourself and like you realize that like sometimes people just don't even. There's people I don't follow because I don't even think I'm not that. It's so scattered. Like I'm just like, if I don't follow you at the moment, I'm like I'll follow them later. I just want to do it right now. Then I just forget. You know, and like it's
I think there's complete honesty in that, and I think that there is like even with myself, it's like I don't get bummed. I'll tell you this, I don't get bummed when people like unfollow. What? I'm recording on my side. Our internet's so shit.
Right. Whatever you said, I agree with. I can't hear you. We're
no,
frozen.
here, I'll just say it again. I'll say it again. We can edit
he's
this.
back. He's back.
I think
You're gone.
that...
It's gone.
No? I'm gone again?
Internet, man.
How's our internet? Is our internet just fucked? It is fucked.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Do you want to build a snowman?
Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to build a snowman? The best thing is, now he's completely frozen. Oh, wait, were you just doing that long, or were you frozen?
No, I said it for 3 minutes. Do you want to build a snowman?
Because you know what's funny? You're recording on your side. You know what's funny? Every time that this freezes, it actually doesn't matter. Because most of the time it freezes and I can still hear you completely. It's the visual that...
I can't hear you.
See, because I can hear you, but because we're recording on our side, our shit doesn't stop ever. Right? So, like, if this ever freezes, it's like, but then we can't, if you can't hear me, that it turns into a problem. This is a great podcast today,
You're really,
by the way.
well, Matty,
Really,
Matty, I just want to say thank you for explaining how this works. I didn't know that when I can't hear you, I can't podcast. Really good, really great explanation. So, what you're saying is if I can't hear you talk, I can't have a conversation with you. So, that's why I just stopped talking. Wonderful. Listen, we're in the fucking building. We're making this shit go. We're keeping it moving. This is a podcast. This is the podcast De Tutti Pod. The Pod De Tutti Pod. That's the pod of all pods. Okay? That's what the fuck we do.
This feels like we're doing like a podcast for the first time.
This is our first podcast. I don't even know what we were talking about before you froze, but...
well, nothing much, because let me tell you something. Who cares about social media? And we
fuck
are
it all.
all in the cog. Finsta. So Barack Obama's got a Finsta. We went over that. Next,
Okay.
what's the next
we
thing
talked
on the
about
docket?
the Finsta. We can put that to bed. There's a documentary that I'm scared to watch about all social media that's going to freak me out. My buddy watched it and just quit posting in general. You know that documentary? That new one that came out? You know.
But it's true.
It's fucked. I mean, look, here's the thing. I think you and I both imagine a day where we can retire from social media. But here's the issue, is that when that time comes, there will be a new incarnation of whatever this social media experiment VR world is. And if you're not in it, you're out of it. And if you're out of it, you're out of the fucking loop. So maybe, you know, and like it's just currency. Now it's like if you want to get a job.
Now it's currency.
If you want to live in the world, you got to be checked in. You got to check in with the big homie Instagram, and you got to tell him you're good, and you got to let him know that you're there for him or her or they, the unit, the algorithm.
It's the unit.
And that's
the
where we're at.
algorithm
We're all
is
fucked.
God.
So
we all
whatever,
pray for
man.
the
Singularity's
algorithm.
coming. We're all gonna plug into machines. And
You watched Raised by Wolves? Have you watched Raised by Wolves yet?
Is that sci-fi thing?
Yeah.
I watched
really
some
good.
of it. I couldn't get into it. Is that the sci-fi thing?
Okay, so this is
Raised
a
by
good
Wolves?
pod. So what else?
Yeah,
okay,
I
so
just
you don't want to watch.
couldn't-
So we
like
won't
a
talk
baby
about
and
the
it's like
social
a
media.
cyborg. I wasn't really watching it, but I couldn't get into it.
I
What I
watched.
did
it.
watch though
It's good.
is I've been waiting for the Dune trailer to come out. Did you? I know
my
you,
God.
I know you don't give a shit about Dune, but you know Dune's like
Dune's my favorite movie. The Spice. I have a Dune tattoo.
Do you really?
I'm a huge Dune. Me and my friend Alex Snellgrove, we're doing a Dune full art installation. Actually,
Is he lying? I can't tell if you're lying. Really? How do I not know that? How is this? I've somehow like blocked this out of my head because I'm such a huge
because
Dune
you don't
fan.
listen to me. Because I want to talk
I
really
do-
calmly right now to you. You don't listen to
Okay.
me. I think that you belittle our friendship constantly, and I think that if I talk in the high pitch, you don't hear it, and then if I talk in the normal pitch, you don't hear it. So you don't hear me. Okay, Alex? Can you not hear me? Am I frozen now? So I'm frozen now. So then you can't hear me. So this is the problem. See? And then I freeze, and then I'll just have a conversation with myself. So
Right.
I'm working on this really cool art project with Dune. Dennis, the director, Dennis Valeriev.
Dennis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
Wait, I missed everything you said, but
he's from Montreal.
Is he really?
He's Canadian.
I thought he was
he's Canadian,
French.
you idiot.
You're an idiot.
He is French Canadian.
Well, name two of his other films if you're such a fucking aficionado of his work.
Arrival.
You fucking dipstick.
Sicarios.
I cannot believe. What is the, who are you? Who the fuck showed up today? How do you know anything?
What?
You don't. You literally have.
Those
no,
are my. What?
What did? How do you know this? You don't. I literally talked to you.
Because
And
it's
you go,
good.
You think that you know about 4 movies. One is BJ and the Bear, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Foot Fist Way, and Bad Boys 2. Those are the only movies that live in your brain.
Bad Boys 2, I still think is the greatest movie of all time ever made.
I know that.
Bad
And now
Boys
you're
2
quoting,
is, I think, honestly.
I think my brain. You know what? We probably have had this conversation, and I think
My
my
favorite
brain.
movie is Incendies. Do you like Incendies?
I don't know if I've seen Incendies. I know of it though.
It's better. It's better than probably anything made in the last 5 years.
What's Incendies about?
Check it out. Pull up the trailer.
Why don't you tell me?
I think it is about a family that has been torn apart and brought back together through pure evil.
I think it's on my list. Can you explain deeper?
It is. It's about.
Explain deeper.
It's like about these children. Their mother passes and they're left a will, and then they want to kind of go and figure out who their mother was, and they kind of
it's
go
like in
back.
Lebanon, right? It's like they're tracking her
Yeah,
steps. It's like a Lebanese thing, or it's in
And then
It's
it's
right.
just like,
I want to
yeah,
see that.
it's like the craziest ending. When
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
No,
Don't fuck
but when
it up.
that story comes to head, you are like, this is the most. You're just like, these stories probably exist.
I'm watching this. I'm watching this.
No, dude, it will. You will watch it, and it's like watching like Irreversible. You know, like those impact. Like it's like how Irreversible is just like. It's like a beautiful film, and it's the most heinous crimes of all time.
Absolutely.
And you're just like, and it's the
Absolutely.
same kind of thing. It's just like, it's Incendies is just one of those movies that's incredible. And it's
Okay.
just like, and it's an incredible, horrible story, and it's beautiful at the same time, and it's just wild, dude.
But that's
It's just
not
like
that's
something-
not Villeneuve, right? Incendies?
No, I'm just talking about good movies because I know good movies.
Okay, I'm really
I'm like
excited.
way.
I'm really excited that I'm sure that we've crossed this common ground before, but I know that in our excitement to rip each other's heads off and be nasty to each other. We've probably not settled on like talking about this stuff, but I'm very excited because this means a lot to me. I'm gonna watch Incendies.
Well, let's talk about Lahane. Lahane is 25-year anniversary.
Okay, hold on. Wait on Lahane. Let's go back to the Dune trailer. Did you watch the new Dune trailer?
I watched the new Dune trailer.
Honest opinion.
I know that it's going to be a great movie. I wished, my only critique, honestly, and this isn't even a diss, I just wish some characters were different actors.
100%.
And I just think that,
and I know who you're talking about.
That the movie, there's a couple people I'm talking about.
And I know you can't say it because it's political.
It rhymes with Bakwa Man.
Okay, listen.
No, but I think no. I actually think that Jason's going to be great in it. But I think that
did
that
he just first
movie
name basis
that
Jason Momoa? Did he just say Jason?
Jason, I don't know. Pride of Gypsies. I'll use his IG name.
Okay, you're frozen. So what I'm gonna say is,
but I'm still recording on my end, Two-Tone.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, but
Matty, honestly, I'm still not done saying my opinion. Talk over.
It freezes. I don't know what to do.
But I'm still recording on my end, and I can still hear you perfectly. So
yeah,
but
I don't know when to interject.
I still podcast.
I know.
I still podcast.
Listen, I don't know when to interject. When it freezes, I don't know when you stop talking.
You don't know when to let me talk or breathe. You're mansplaining my own thoughts to me.
Someone needs to.
And I think that once again, I think his music. He's the new. He's like, the way that Angelo Badalamenti was like, the way that he uses music, the same way that Lynch used Angelo for his music and stuff. Like, I don't know. Once again, I'm like half in, half out on like real cinema, but or more than half out. I just know some things that I like and enjoy.
Yeah.
But like I was like a huge Lynch guy in like 99, 2000.
Yeah.
I had a big moment with Lynch.
Of course.
But I think every kind of weird outsider kid has a couple years with Lynch.
Yeah.
But
you have your Lynch phase.
Yeah, like I remember literally my first year of college, I only listened to like Angelo Badalamenti. And I remember like that was like right at the peak of like SoulSeek and like sharing music files and like before streaming and all that kind of shit. So like I remember I just had like hundreds of hours of Angelo Badalamenti music and I would just listen to that in my like what were those headphones? I used to have those headphones, the sonic boom, like the ones that would like like the bass ones that would like vibrate with bass. It was like bass drops.
Okay.
And but I think Dennis, the way that he uses music the same way in like Sicario, it just like his tone and the way that he uses music, man, is very similar. And I think that Dune is going to be I think it's going to be a very big movie. I think it's going to make all the new Star Wars movies kind of look like shit, actually.
I don't listen. I'm not after that trailer. I was not excited when I saw the trailer. I was not blown away. And maybe I put too much on it. Maybe I'm too attached to the old stuff. But like all the new incarnations of like the new reiterations of the things that they do. I mean, I'm so married to so much of the art direction from the first Dune. Like I think
the first Dune's incredible.
Like when the priestess puts the gum jabbar to his neck, or no, his hands in the gum jabbar, whatever it is, and she puts the needle thing to his neck. In Dune, it's a thing that covers her finger with a needle. In this one, she holds the needle. Now, one of them, I remember reading the books when I was younger. I don't remember if there's an accurate description of what that thing is, but I'm so married to the thing that covers her finger with the poison. And then when she has the needle, it's like, okay, it's small things, but like I don't like the suits. Their protective suits are like, they're all fucking multicolored, and it's just, I don't know. I didn't get that feeling, right? I didn't get that feeling when I watched.
But also, yeah, that's cool. But I also
who knows?
think
it doesn't mean anything.
I hope.
I'm still optimistic.
I hope that the movie is way kind of more. I think that the movie is going to be a lot darker, and they're using the trailer to make it look more mainstream. Also.
I wish I
kind of, like that kind of thing where like, I think sometimes like bigger movie, like I think a lot of bigger movies are more mainstream, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like in the sense of like, I think they're trying to make the trailer look a certain way versus what I think the movie will feel like.
Possibly.
Because I don't think you can get the feeling. I don't think you can get the feeling of his movies in trailers. Really. I don't know.
I mean, no, he's had some good. I mean, Sicario's trailer was amazing. Either way, look, he's a fucking.
Did you like the second?
Boss.
What do you think? There's going to be a third Sicario?
Sicario 2 was garbage, but I don't think there'll ever be a third one.
You think it was? You don't think so? You didn't like the third one? The second one?
No, it was so bad.
Oh,
like
I liked
no,
it. The deaf guys when they're having their moment. Oh.
I didn't like it at all. I mean, the first one was so good.
The first one was so good.
So good. I mean, the first one is like, it's insane. And he's such an amazing director. I'm sure he's going to do a great job. I just thought the trailer maybe wasn't for me. And I'm being optimistic and hoping that it'll be everything I wish for. But then again, you know, this is one of the few areas in where I'm like completely a fucking idiot fanboy nerd about this movie. And I'm like, I become one of those people who's like, well, it's not the original, blah, 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 which I fucking hate because I'm always into things evolving and being the new version of. So I'll try not to be that guy because I'm not hating.
But can't you like Dune? Can't you like Dune?
I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna go into it with open eyes. Best case scenario would be if I saw it in the theater, but it doesn't look like that's gonna fucking happen. So I'm gonna have to buy a new TV.
Hey, watch out with Jimmy.
Sonos.
And Jimmy are gonna watch it.
Maybe. I don't know if Jimmy gives a shit, but Sonos. Sonos is gonna plug us. Gonna send us a speaker set. Sonos, can you send us? Send us a sound bar. I'd like to get a sound bar, get a new TV. I'm not going to ask for a new TV, but Sonos, they like to throw out the promo. Let's get some Sonos sound bars in here. 1 for me, 2 for me, none for you because we can't ship to Canada because you guys have all the music equipment you need.
I already have Sonos. I'm cool.
You have some. Oh, you're so cool. Shut the fuck up. I like that you finally.
I got Sonos.
I like the look you just gave me. I already have Sonos. I'm cool. I don't need a free sound bar. You're such a cop.
Well, I don't have Sonos hooked up to my TV. I have real speakers.
What do you have? Harman Kardon?
No, I have Infinities? I think Infinities.
Who cares? So yeah, Dune, you know, we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Nothing.
Have you guys read the book? Yeah, I read the book. Did you read the book?
I did it. My brother, the only reason that I know Dune so well is because my older brother and my younger brother, so they were very similar and I was like the middle and I was weird and didn't go the same path that they went. But they were both like sci-fi books, reading, Warhammer, grew up playing Warhammer, playing Magic. Warhammer is like the fucking Warhammer where they paint the figures and all that shit. So
is that like a white? Is it like a white power card game I don't know about? Warhammer. It's called Stormfront. Magic the Gathering for us.
It's about to get icy. Yeah, no, it's like for people that don't have friends. It's for people that don't have real life friends.
Skipped the whole reading craze skipped the middle child. You just weren't into books.
I wasn't into books. I was just like into like eating my boogers, hanging out in the woods.
Hanging out in the woods, eating your boogers, just like falling into being a chef somehow accidentally, then just like screaming your way onto Vice.
There's no accidents. Yeah, I just screamed my way onto Vice.
Screaming your way onto Vice. And I
was just cool enough. I was just cool enough.
And this is the end of the whole thing will be this podcast where you finally slip up and say some horrible shit.
This will be the last podcast we ever do. It's perfect. I got a hard out in 15 minutes. It's perfect, you know?
He's got a hard out in 15 minutes, people.
So trailers are great.
Finsta, Dune, Trump again, elite pedophile again, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Jingles, movie. Matty has seen some movies, which I'm gonna come clean and tell you guys that I'm definitely in my brain because I forget entire chunks of information. I forgot that you even knew what Dune was. I retold a story that I told before, and I knew I was retelling it. I'm like, I probably told this before on this podcast, and I'm unfit for service, even in this stupid business called podcasting. So I'm gonna retire. Omar and I are going to make a satchel.
I like this podcast. I like this one because I think it's like you've been you took it and you gripped it and you ripped it. And now I feel like a guest. except it's like you asked me no question. You asked me if I had a FINSTA, and then you just talked about other stuff. And I'm just sitting here loving it, and it's so great. I've just been waiting the whole day just to read ad sales. Really,
Right.
I'm just here to participate. Like I'm just here, empty-handed. I got no questions for you. I got nothing to give.
Listen,
this
just
podcast-
shut up, and sell.
I got a new cookbook coming. I'm gonna plug on my new cookbook on my own podcast. I got my cookbook coming out. Who cares about that? I'm about to open up a restaurant. Who cares about that? All I care about is I'm gonna have a baby in like a week.
What are you gonna name the
it.
baby? Are you the baby's a
What
girl?
am I gonna name the baby? We should have it's a girl.
Is it a girl though? That's the thing.
Well, she'll decide. Will decide eventually.
When you name
it will
they,
decide eventually. We are going to name our vagina-based human.
They have a vagina. We know that. They have a vagina.
She has a vagina. She has a vagina. She's gonna have a uterus, hopefully.
Right.
So I'm thinking she's a female.
They have a vagina. I think
it's so funny. You know what's the best? I think all kids say this, but like Mac always talks about his vagina too.
Right.
And he's always talking about his, and he does instead of V's, he does like B's. And he's always like he calls it he puts B's on like everything for some reason. I think it's just his age or something.
It's a kid thing.
But he's always like my vagina. He's like, Daddy, look. And he'll like lift his legs up and like point at his dick and be like, my vagina.
I mean, it's gonna be sick when he goes through puberty and he decides that he does want a vagina. And
when he wants a vagina,
you're gonna have you're gonna have to pay for
dude.
that. And let me tell you something. The technology, when he gets of age to get a vagina, is going to be fucking stellar. He'll get a pristine, perfect vagina. And I don't know how.
He's gonna have the nicest one. Whichever one, Dad. I'll get him whichever one he wants.
You want to get him a Swiss vagina, and start putting the money down now on that. And look, he's around his mom and his sister all the time. It makes sense that he has a vagina. So he has a vagina. So we'll get him. But Mac is a burly. Look, Mac is fucking burly. Mac is kind of brolic. I think he should have like, and
dude,
also
Mac rolls kids at school.
No,
he always talks about like
he's tough.
He
should have a tough. He should have a tough.
Solid.
He should have a tough vagina, like a little baseball mitt, just a fucking brolic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A nice leathery pouch.
I know exactly what my child's vagina will look like if he was to get a sex change.
Oh man, what a show! What a show! What a life! What a life we live, Matty. What a life!
What a life we live. We can say whatever we want to say.
This discourse.
And I think I don't know. I think Mac is gonna. This is gonna be on the internet, which means it's on the world forever. So
right.
When Mac grows up and listens to podcasts, and he goes, "Remember that thing when you talked about when I was 4 years old?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm cashing in on that. Cashing in on that."
Yeah, that's going to cost you $40,000. You're either going to have to buy him a vagina, or you're going to spend about $40,000 in psychotherapy or whatever is available for him when that time comes. It'll be like VR therapy.
He's going to get some therapy. I think everyone. I don't know. It's so funny. I get therapy.
Either way you pay. Me too. Boy, are you kidding me? If I didn't have a shrink, I would not. I
can't believe it took me this long. I can't believe it took me this long.
I know.
It's so funny. Like I had such a different. Like I do in person and I do virtual.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so funny. Like I've never, besides going to meetings and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like I've never done therapy ever.
I
mean,
literally
ever.
Can you lose? You're talking about your favorite subject.
Dude, it is. It's like, it is. I never realized that. I was just like, it took me like, I don't know. I've gone a couple handfuls of times. And now I'm just like, can you just tell me how to feel better?
Matty.
It's just like, oh my God. It's so funny because it's just like going back to like, my front facing me being happy and then the reality of me just being depressed as everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just like one of those things that nothing makes you happy except for you being happy. So it's just like you need to figure that out. But it's so funny because it's I'm just like literally looking at my watch the whole time and just being like, okay, I'm gonna give her 15 minutes at the end to really tell me how to fix all this. And I remember, dude, like the third time, literally, she was just like, so how open are you to reading?
You're like, what?
And I just started
I'm
like,
the middle child. We don't read.
Yeah, and I was just like, I definitely not gonna read anything. Is there books I can listen to? Like I drive a lot. I was like, can I listen to some books? And so, but it was just so funny because she's just like, it sounds like you're very busy and you need to read some books. And then in my mind too, obviously right away, I was just like, I need to read books. I was like, I'm paying you. I was just like instantly like start like blaming her.
Yeah.
Just being like, I'm paying you. Like, why do I have to read books? You're the one with the 5 PhDs up on the wall.
Right.
I'm just like, can't you just tell me to like, if I just like pulled my socks up a little more and like didn't like think the things I think, like, how do I stop thinking the way I think? And she's like, well, you got a life of trauma. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Perfect. I'm glad I'm broken.
Listen, man, I'll say this. It is a journey to reconfigure your operating system, which is damaged by the people that installed it, right? So, and it takes a very long time, and there's a million things you can do, but talk therapy will get you to a point where you really start to isolate and figure out what the fuck makes you tick and work through it. But it takes a long time. It takes a lot of patience, and it's you'll have peaks and valleys. It's not only pleasant. I mean, look, I've been in psychotherapy for a very fucking long time, and there's been periods of it where I was
What's
so
psychotherapy?
bummed out.
Am I in psychotherapy?
I mean,
What's
yeah.
psychotherapy?
If your shrink is if you talk to your shrink and they and you're not getting drugs from them, then that's a therapist. And then I think if you get drugs, then that's a psychologist, right?
Okay.
So, when I've done antidepressants, I go to a different guy, and he gave me antidepressants. I tried doing that too, and then I got off of them.
Yeah, I don't do that.
No,
I just go to somebody and I talk.
Yeah, you talk, but you can get the same effect. Like, the underlying thing is like, how can I be happy? How can I be less neurotic? How can life be less torturous? And a lot of that comes down to, like even just like psychologically getting behind the idea of why do you do compulsive shit, right? Like, why would you eat
I don't do anything compulsive.
an entire Thai food meal and eat also Lisa and Jackie's and then eat a chocolate bar and then expect to be able to talk for an hour 0.5, right? So
or why do I buy one motorcycle and then before I even ride that motorcycle, all I'm doing is looking at another motorcycle to buy.
Right. Because there's a hole inside you. As there is in me, and sometimes it's a motorcycle shaped hole and sometimes it's a pizza shaped hole, but it's in there. Like I have a guy trying to sell me a piece of art, right, that I really want to buy, and I love the artist, and it's a steal, and I'm getting it at a third of what it would cost, and and I'm just like, I'm not in a position right now where I should be buying fucking art, right? Like I shouldn't be doing it. And my mind's going, dude, you're getting a steal. You're going to be able to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like talking myself back and forth because I'm like, well, if I let it go, I'm never going to get it again. That's my thing. Like when I buy toilet paper, I buy fucking as much as I can carry home because I'm never going to get it again. And that's, and the pandemic just makes all that bullshit worse. When the pandemic hit, I started hoarding. I still have about 62 fucking bone broth soups in the other room because I was pretty sure the supply lines were going to get clipped and I was going to be defending my soup with assault rifles. And that didn't happen. But I live that way without the pandemic. I'm fucking, I think everything.
Because you still have the same thing. You still have the same shit. Nothing actually changed.
Right. Everything I own will be taken away from me any minute because I don't deserve it. Right. So anything, and when I have a chance to get something, I have to get it all. Right. I mean, that's the sickness. And that's why you're going to have 3 Harleys by 2021.
At least.
That you'll
the way that my brain is like, how do I get a free one from Harley?
Right.
How do I buy a cool, one from like the 70s?
Yeah.
And how do I ride the one that I just bought that's from Terminator 2? It's just like, I'm only one person. One person. And
the reality is, you don't need a fucking motorcycle at all. You're never gonna fucking ride it. I'm gonna
put it next to the one that's in my barn.
I can hear you.
So
Trisha, whatever you're saying, I hope that what you're saying is that nothing relaxes you like a ride on your motorcycle with your guys. Like I hope that's what you're telling me because
nothing feels better. Nothing feels better than me and a bunch of my buddies riding through the hills, and we're just riding. I can hear you, and we're riding.
Is it relaxing
this
when you
podcast
ride,
is.
Matty?
Do people listen to our podcast all the way to the end? Do you think? Has anyone listened to a full podcast?
You start hitting the open road, and as soon as you hit 74 miles, the wife disappears and the kids disappear, and it's just you in the open you in the open highway, and then the motorcycle disappears, and you're just flying like a fucking eagle. You're flying like an eagle through Canada, and you're surveying the land around you, and you're a disembodied spirit, and you're communing with the native people, the First Nations. You're communing with them, and you are them. And now you're flying through the forest, and you're transforming into another person, and you're leaving everything behind, and nothing matters. And there are no Big Macs, and there's no Instagram, there's no television, there's no food deals, there's no Campbell's soup deals, and there's no fucking pitching TV shows and fucking books. And you're flying, you're going faster and faster, and then you just shit your pants.